my house. Hi, would you be willing to do an interview with us? We've got a few questions we'd like to ask you, as the master of this house. Of course, I would be happy to speak to you and answer your questions. But first, I need to tell you about Madame Doulos. You see, I don't live in this house alone. There are some other people who live here as well. Very, very strange people. Strange is actually putting it rather lightly. Mad would be a better word. Utterly mad. Here, follow me, and I'll show you to her.
It seems that we have some visitors here. Yes, my name is Madame Doulos, and I was a great writer and a very famous person at one time. So show some respect to me. Just because you've never heard of me anymore doesn't mean to say that I wasn't famous once, eh? And I will show you how famous I once was. I will show you. So it would seem that you are new here, eh?
We built the house 20 years ago. We built the house right in the middle of the town. Industry everywhere. Burning right in the very heart of it all. The desire for revolution. But we didn't let that bother us. We built the house, we moved inside, we closed the doors on the world forever. Even though the smoke and the fire choked the skies. People were fighting in the streets. We didn't let it bother us. See, once we built the house, we moved in, and then we closed the doors forever. Once we were inside the house, well, we had our own little universe to live in. And it didn't matter what was happening outside. We didn't care. It was just our little family. And no one was going to take that from us.
I was watching my favorite movie.
We've had all sorts of people staying here in the house in the past, even royalty. They didn't stay long, though. I think I must have driven them mad. But we're all mad here, of course. It's the only way to be, I'm afraid. Nothing better I like to do than hold a merry party. Yes. Nothing better. No better way to spend the time. There's nothing I love more than to give tours of the house. Show my guests around all the different rooms and little cubbyholes. There's a lot of secret places inside this house, don't you know? Leading to all kinds of deep and dark places. Follow me, and we shall learn. I want to be nothing more than your teacher in the ways of the shadows. There's little that I don't know about the shadows, for I live in them all the time. Follow me, and I shall teach you. There are some people who find my house to be very scary. I can't think why. There's nothing better than sitting in the dark and making up a tune. We built this house about 20 years ago. Not long after the Great Carnival. Do you remember it? The greatest carnival in all the land. A variety act like no other. We had some of the best talent to offer. It was amazing. My best days, we made a fortune, and with that fortune we built this house. And then one day, it all came to an end. People just weren't interested in the variety acts anymore. It was a sad business. But well, it's all history now. But we just have to move on. We just have to move on. I like this game a lot. It reminds me of the inside of my mind. Sick little toys. I see you sneaking around my house. I see everything inside this house. You forget the corridors. Ah, my veins! When something is amiss, I feel it in my stomach. I know when mischief is afoot. My dark gaze is on you. You are in darkness. You will not win. I promise you. We always used to invite guests. That's why I don't understand why we still get intruders. Intruders, that's one thing I can't understand. I mean, like I said, I welcome guests all the time. Like I welcomed you inside here. That's why I don't understand it when people try to break in. It just... Well, I don't know what to say. Whenever we get an intruder, we punish them properly, I tell you. I got them. But I had a different punishment in mind for that person. You know, it's so wonderful to have guests here. So wonderful, especially when they're unexpected, like you are. But we welcome everyone in here. You're most welcome. Most welcome. Sorry you're all tied up, but, well, you caused us a little inconvenience. You've lost, and they have lost. But then, that's what becomes of people who play around and try to mess in my affairs. Now, I shall deal with you.
There's something wrong with you.
Why, my dear friend, we've all got problems. But your problems right now are particularly greater than that of many other people living in this world. And most certainly greater than mine. You will regret entering my house, unasked for. Indeed you will. By the sword. I need to think. I was thinking about just, chopping your head off. Too unoriginal. I need to think of something else. you don't mind waiting a few days while I think? Oh, but then again, I guess you've got no choice. One of the greatest talents that we had was a lady called Madame Doulos, who came to us from France. I had never known such a talented human being before, nor since. Absolutely remarkable woman. She wrote the most beautiful stories. She was the star attraction of my carnival. She really was. Back in the day, thousands of people flocked to see her and to hear her stories. She was a remarkable human being, there's nothing more I can say. Her popularity grew greatly in the early 50s. Eventually, she got her own TV show.
Yes, it is true. I am Madame Doulos, the famous writer. I have written many stories in the past, and my stories have been very good. But no one reads my stories anymore, and I do not understand. I do not understand. My stories were suitable for everyone. Everyone could enjoy my work, but not anymore. It is a sad thing for me. It is a sad thing for me.
Have you ever known a man born of an Irish setter? We're all bitch born after all.
I sit here in this room on my own in the dark. It is a horrible thing indeed. I cannot think of anything new to write anymore. Not a single thing! And it is so frustrating, because I used to love to write, and now I can't write anymore. I cannot write anymore. It's driving me mad. It is driving me mad. I was not always old. I used to be a very beautiful woman. Very beautiful. Can you not tell? Can you not see the beauty in my face? I was a very beautiful woman. Picture perfect indeed. When I went to the parties, all the men, they turned to me and looked at me and they were like, "You are indeed a princess. Indeed you are." Oh, yes. And when you look outside now on the streets and you see all those silly little tots, they've got nothing on me. None of them are as beautiful as what I was when I was young. Oh no. Or as respectable or as refined as what I was. I was a talent. A talent. Not just a pretty face, but a talented writer. Great books that I wrote. I had a great brain. And these girls today, they have nothing. Nothing compared to me. And what I have back in my day. Yeah. My husband is very sick and he is asleep all the time. And he has not woken up in a many long year. I worry for him. I worry for him. We are stuck in this house and I do not like it much. I wish to get out back into the countryside, breathe in the fresh air and maybe write a new tale or a new poem of some kind. That is my objective and my dream and what I believe I deserve to do. I can write another good poem. I know that I can. I don't care what these other people say about me. They say I'm old and dried up and useless and all this kind of thing. I do not believe it. I am still a beautiful woman with a beautiful mind. Yes, indeed I am. And I shall write another beautiful book. I will do it. I know. Indeed I will. I don't care what anyone says. All these silly little trollops. She sort of come up to me and they say I am ugly. I say to them I have a beautiful man. I have a beautiful man. And if you look anything like what I used to look like 50 years ago, you would be super famous now, but you are not super famous. You are nothing. Nothing. And in 20 years from now, you will look like me. You will look like me. I promise you. You will look like me. I know these things because I'm old and wise.
The McCandless Storytime show. It was so successful. The BBC used to run repeats of it in the 80s and the 90s, and then one day the show just vanished from the televisions. A sad business.
Yes, there are some people who still remember me from they send me fan letters. It is a very wonderful thing. It is a treat for me. I'm happy to speak to my fans and remind them of the old days, the good old days, when I used to have my own television show. I used to be on TV, for I was a very fine looking woman back in my day.
Madame Doulos was gluttoned on fame. And when no one was interested in her anymore, she didn't take it well. She got depressed.
Life has not been easy for me of late. It has not been easy. Many horrible things have happened. I have nightmares. I see this creature in the darkness. It is coming for me, I know. It is coming for me. I know. I see it now. I see it now in my nightmare. My nightmare.
Can you not see them walking slowly towards us? Lifeless. Nothing. Empty shells. They live in nightmares. They walk out of our worst dreams. And they come crawling. Ever closer they come crawling. And there is no escape. Not in dreams, not in the awakening world. Whether you are asleep or awake, they are going to get you. It's a very scary thought. It's a very scary thing.
Stay away from me! Stay away from me!
You don't know what's around the corner. The universe can turn its back on you whenever it wants to.
Aloyster!
Poor, sick, deluded woman. She still thinks that she's a star. I mean, have you looked at her? Have you seen what she looks like today? She's long past her star-by date, that's for certain. But I don't say anything because I don't want to offend her. That's the last thing I want. Have you ever seen what Madame Doulos looks like when she's angry? It's not worth it, believe me.
I have such wonderful visions in my mind. I see these things playing around and around and around.
So strange. Can't believe it happens sometimes.
It's a desert in my imagination.
She was one of the most famous faces on television. But when people lost interest in her, she didn't take it very well. She turned to drinking. Her liver dried up, and so did her career. Again, I say, sad business to see such a talented human being go spiraling down the drain.
I don't want to sleep. Let me wake up.
After I built the house, I invited her and her husband to live here with me. Out of pity, she had nowhere else to go, and she had made me so much money back in the day. It would be unkind of me to see her out in the streets. I was happy to have her living with me, down below, in the underground, where there's no lights or electricity, but she's a happy little feather anyway.
I can't stop myself from nodding off to sleep. That's all I want to do is just go to sleep. You rest now, my dear. You rest now. You need to get as much sleep as you can get. It's quite important now that you sleep, my precious little one. Yeah, you must sleep. Sleep. Get as much sleep as you can. Must build up your strength. That's what it's all about. And you must build up your strength. For the morning, when you wake up, you have things to do. You have things to do. I have things to do. I can't stay here forever. Watching over you. Watching over you. I've got to go. I have things to do. I am a very, very busy woman. Yes. I have to go now. You sleep now, my love. You sleep. You sleep long and hard into the space that slipped. Wake up! Now, I wonder, where did I place my pen and paper? Huh?
The last time that I saw Madame Doulos really happy was on the 15th of September in 1985. We had just finished building the house. It was a beautiful day, and I was sat in my chair in the living room, and Madame Doulos walked in, and she came up to me, and she said to me, "I've just finished writing my latest book. Would you mind if I read it to you?" And I replied, "That would be absolutely wonderful. Please, read it to me. I would love to hear your words." And so she pulled up a chair and sat down, and she read. She read her latest writings to me. It was the best thing that she had ever written. Quite beautiful, quite beautiful. Like sunlight sparkling on autumn leaves. All so very wonderful, so very fair. And you know, every line, it rhymed. Every line rhymed perfectly. I remember it so well. Her voice, her soft, wonderful voice. It was almost like it was in song, like she was singing. So beautiful, so natural, so one with the world. A real connection with nature, like birds singing to the arrival of the sun in the morning. It was the most beautiful thing, one of my most lovely, most cherished memories of mine. And it rhymed.
I want you to know that I do not always allow strangers into my chamber. But please, if you have questions for me, then enter, and I will answer them as best that I can. But I am a very busy woman. I haven't published a book in a long time, but does not mean that I am not writing anything. So, let us be quick, shall we? I will meet you here in my office. Come. Come. I always sit here like this, thinking about my next book. But these days, the words, they never come to me like they used to back in the old days. It is a very, very emotional thing for me, very emotionally draining. It is a very sad thing. The master of the house, he's a very kind man to let me live here for free. But he expects me to write for him, but I have nothing here in my head to write anymore. I cannot write like I used to. It is a sad thing. It is an emotional thing. It is a great drain on me, a great drain. Every time I sit and I look outside the window, I look over the moon at night time. But still, nothing comes to my mind. And so I wait until the morning. The morning, it has come. The sun is in the sky, but still my mind is as dark as the night. It is as dark as the night. There are no words here in my mind. No words that come into my poor sad weary brain. One day I will wake up and remember myself and write my best book. It will be the greatest book that has ever been written in the history of literature. I sleep now, but I still have my dreams, and one day I will remember who I was.
She used to be such an elegant woman. Now, she's just a tramp. You see her hanging around bus stations, her breath ripe with the smell of wine. I pity her. I despise her. It's a disgusting sight. It really is. I don't know what I'm going to do with her. I don't know why I keep her around this house. I guess, like I said earlier, pity. That's all it is, pity. I remember what she used to be. I remember. She makes me so angry. She fills up the holes of this house with her sad stories of past glory. Past glory. She's past everything. Past her welcome. She's gotta go. But where can she go? Who's gonna look after that sad old wretch? Or a sick husband? No. I've got no choice. I've got to keep her here. I've got to keep listening to her sad old stories. Woe is me. I yearn for the old days, the glory days. I yearn for them. I mean, at least if she was a good writer, like she used to be, at least she could make some money and bring some money into the house. What does she bring into the house now? Nothing but misery. What a mess. What a mess. Sometimes I do yearn for a simpler life. Give it all up. Live in the hills. Find some cave to hide away in the corners of it. Sing a tune. That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. You know, they actually made a movie here in this house. It was called The Killer Coat Hanger. The director of The Killer Coat Hanger actually made a little documentary. I'll play it for you now. Here, check it out. Hello there, I am the director of Attack of the Killer Coat Hanger. It was a 5-year project,
And this was a film I've been wanting to make all my life, since I was very young. And I was talking to the team, and I was like, where are we going to get the funding from for this film? And they mentioned Kickstarter as a new thing that's going on the internet. And I said, oh, well, I don't know about that. See if I can get funding naturally. And my colleague said to me, go on Kickstarter, get on there now. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll get on Kickstarter, come on. So I went on to Kickstarter, and turned out to be very successful. I put my plan out. I said I wanted to have, basically a film about this coat hanger attacking this guy. And everyone was like, oh yeah, we've got to have a film like that. I mean, that's one of those films that people want to see. And huge, very successful feedback. And we put a goal down, an initial goal of £50,000. And we managed to raise £800,000. People were like, damn it, man, we've got to have this movie in our lives. And so we got a lot of money, and we were able to put all that money into the movie. Killer Coat Hanger was it was a successful project, and I'm just so glad that we got on with it. And it took years to put together. All the fans were like, oh, come on, we want to get this movie, we want to watch this film. And they were like throwing money at me, and they were coming, we want to see this film. And I'm like, just slow down, guys, just slow down. I'm an ordinary human being. I'm just an ordinary guy. There's, I can only do so much. But after 5 years, the film is here for you to enjoy. So, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to this movie, Attack of the Killer Coat Hanger. My friends, enjoy.
Hi everyone, I'm a professional critic, and I watched The Killer Coat Hanger and I thought it was brilliant, and so did these people as well. I caught them fresh out of the cinema. Hear what they have to say.
I watched the film. I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much.
I love the film too. Huh? What do you think of that? They thought the film was great, and I think it's great too. Honestly, you gotta watch this film. It's just so good. Final word, this film is brilliant.
Do I get my paycheck now?
It's a brilliant documentary. I'm very professional, I must say. Marvellous. Hey, come over here. Hey, come over here. Don't tell anybody, but I made a couple of little movies. Yes. Now I'm going to show them to my brother, the king. Yes, I'm going to the king himself, and I'm going to show him these little movies that I've made. I'm going to see what he thinks of them, and hopefully he will like them, because he's bored out of his mind. I mean, like, he just sits in his castle all day. He doesn't do anything. He's bored, and he's desperate for entertainment. Desperate for good quality entertainment. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show the king these little movies that I've made. And hopefully he will enjoy them. He will distribute them. He will promote them. And then our old variety act will be back in business. We'll be famous again. And rich and famous. All right, let's go. Let's go and find the king. Come on. Good Lord, sod this. Sod being the king. It's boring. There's nothing to do other than shout at people and have people executed and throw people into dungeons and wage wars. It's boring. It's boring. I can't take it anymore. I need something different to do. I need a challenge. What? What the hell is this? Your Majesty, please enjoy reading this book. What? Aradas? The Adventures of a Talking Horse? What gibberish is this? Who do they think I am? I may be a king, but I'm not an insane asylum lunatic. Ah, Your Majesty. What do you want? Fool? Your Majesty! I am here to provide you with the creme de la creme of entertainment. First class entertainment fit for a king. A variety act of the kind the world has never before seen. I brought with me a selection of my very best, very personal movies. I hope that you will enjoy them, my king. Well, I've got nothing else better to do. Go on, sure, I'll take a look at your movies. Play them for me. I'll tell you what I think of them, don't you worry. I speak my mind. I don't say things just to make people happy. Oh, no, no, no. I'll give you my honest opinion. You rest assured. And I'll tell you something else. If I hate your movies, you can rest assured you'll find yourself in the gallows. Yes, sir. Okay, begin. Firstly, a romance I am sure will breathe a very warm glow into your heart. Your Majesty, I give you For the Love of an Apple.
This film soon starring me.
It's all right, my friend. You can talk to me. I'm a professional. I just can't seem to forget the apple. All right. The apple. It's always there, the apple in my mind's eye. Yeah, all right. I'm most certain that it was an apple. Please, carry on. Oh, yes. It was an apple. Yes, indeed it was. So, carry on, please. It began many weeks ago, when I saw the apple for the first time. I knew that we were supposed to be together. All right. Okay. Sounds good to me. All I wanted was for me and the apple to go off into the wide world and live happily ever after. Oh, yeah? Nobody took me seriously. I don't know why. Oh, right. That's really interesting. Well, the nightmare began just after I told my father. He wasn't happy with me. Father, me and this apple have decided that we want to marry one another.
I won't stand for that kind of thing in this house. You can get out. And don't come back. You're no child of mine.
Don't get me wrong, my father's a good man. Most certainly is. He works so very hard.
That's right. I'm a hard-working man.
He works every hour of the day. ever known anyone work as hard as he does. He's a good man, really. But he just didn't want to know about the apple. Really, that is interesting. Really, it is. I really wanted to speak to someone. I really needed help. So I went to go to my doctor to see what he had to say. And what did your doctor have to say to that, then? I need help, doctor.
Good gracious, son, you gave me quite a fright.
Help me, doctor. I want to marry this fine, ripe apple.
Well, I can't help you with that one, son. But I do know someone who might be able to. A professional, as it were.
Where can I find this person?
Tell you what, son, I'll give you his number. Here it is. Go and seek him out right away. He's a very intelligent man. A little bit like me, really.
Go and look for them, then. He wasn't very helpful. He sent me away. He said I had to find a professional. Someone who understood apples. And so off I went. And I found that man. Hello? Hello from me.
My song, I wrote it. You thieving scoundrels.
Hello, I say hello.
That was me.
Oh, I thought it was somebody else. Give a man a heart attack sneaking up on him like that.
So how can I help you?
My doctor sent me to you.
Did he now?
He said you could help me. I have a problem with apples.
Well, I'll show you what I like to do with apples.
I didn't think there was anywhere me or the apple could go.
We must face this world by ourselves. We must be brave.
Spring. It is a sad time when you are someone that knows about it, but can't live like it, or find the heart to join with it. It crumples that last joyous sparrow in the heart, that winged joy that has survived in you since childhood times. To see the tears of joy in other eyes, the tears that have evaporated in yours, that you know will never return, because there is no sun in my world to rekindle them.
It was just me and the apple. But we didn't need anybody else.
I thought it was game over for the both of us. And then something happened. Apple, Apple, where are you, Apple? Ah, there you are.
Where are you going, Apple? Apple? No, Apple, come back!
I couldn't help it. The apple gave me no choice. I just
I lost control. It was the worst thing ever.
Oh, really? Wow. Who would have thought something like that would happen, eh?
I felt that apple betrayed me. Betrayed everything that we stood for. Betrayed me.
There's a question I've wanted to ask you right from the very start. Does this look like your apple?
No,
Is this your apple?
I want it.
You want to eat the apple?
I want nothing to do with apples anymore.
I can show you how to eat the apple. You just go like this.
No! Keep it away from me! No! No!
So, that was for the love of an apple. Did you enjoy it, Your Majesty? What the hell was that all about? That was awful. Oh, someone actually made that movie? A movie about a man in love with a piece of fruit? Ah! And I thought I was mad. At least it's original. Don't you ever show anything like that to me ever again. Now you better have something better. Or by the name of my fathers and their fathers before them, in the name of the king, I'll have your head. Oh, okay. Well, this is my next movie. I'm sure you'll love it. An action-adventure movie set in an exotic location on an island inhabited by prehistoric monsters, Your Majesty. I give you Threat of the Dinosaurs. All right, Threat of the Dinosaurs. That sounds good. Go on, play it.
In 1928, a freshman and a former member of the BBC made a fascinating discovery. The long-lost map of the great explorer. Timothy fishes up another one. Its secrets lay shrouded in shadow. But rumors say the map shows the coordinates to an island inhabited by a very rare species of mammalian known universally as dinosaurs.
Hello there, Professor. My name is Gets Involved. Ah, Gets Involved. I hear that you're a fresher. Yes, it's true. I've just left university.
You are so young. No one will take you seriously.
I think you'll change your mind once you've heard about my discovery.
I doubt that, son.
Surely you've heard of the famous explorer, Timothy fishes up another one. Well, I have just found his map. According to legend, the map leads to an island inhabited by dinosaurs. Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs? But surely that's impossible.
Need a captain and a ship.
Let me think. I know one man who can help you. I will send for him right away. Gets Involved? Let me introduce you to Captain Longstop Quiver.
My name's Captain Longstop Quiver, but you can call me Quiver, because I do like to dither, far out on the mystic seas.
It's excellent to meet you, Captain.
So you be like wanting me to sail you somewhere on my ship?
That is the plan, yes. I must say, we do appreciate your support, Captain.
I'll sail my ship anywhere, so long as there aren't any dinosaurs. I don't like dinosaurs. Those things freak me out.
That's a shame. I was rather hoping you were going to sail us to Timothy's Island. There are said to be dinosaurs there.
Oh, I've heard of that place. I've been there before. Oh, it's horrible. I said I'd never go back there again, not for anything. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, there were so many dinosaurs there. It was just the most awful thing I've ever seen.
I hear from intelligent sources that you have a taste for dog food. Take me to the island, and I will bring along a few extra cans of pedigree chum. You have my word.
That sounds good to me. I'll go and get my ship ready. I'll sell anywhere as long as there's a few good cans.
Then it's a chum deal. Well, I'm off then. Goodbye, Professor. Goodbye, Horsey.
Good luck on your quest, my boy. If you try to bring back a dinosaur, make sure it's a good-sized one.
After an unbelievable epic adventure on the high seas, our heroes land on the fabled Timothy's Island.
Here we are. You know, Captain, I really didn't think we were going to make it.
Me neither. But I think it helped I had my eyes closed during that storm, and I also fell asleep on the wheel. I think that helped a lot.
And bless my soul, here are one of the natives rushing over to greet us. Stand back, Captain. I will deal with this. I am conversed in over 20 different languages. I will engage the native in their own tongue.
Shala bala galam, balam dilum bulum, ulum gulum malam.
I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hello there, my good man. It's great to meet you. Seeing as you are one of the natives of this island, I was wondering if you could help me. You see, my friend and I are looking for prehistoric beasts called dinosaurs. We've heard that they live on this island.
Dinosaurs, you say? Well, funnily enough, there's one there right behind you.
Oh no! It's a full-size Brasius Marxius Grungius Mogan Boric Gorin Storinsaurus!
I'm gonna get you, you cheeky young rascals!
And it's headed right for me! Oh, I'm done for! I don't think there's a way out for me now! Even if I ran, it's still gonna get me! Oh, I'm a goner, Mama!
Ah, get here, you.
Oh, you know, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Well, that's the end of the captain. But I can still make it if I run for it.
Luckily, I escaped to tell the tale. But, unfortunately, we don't have the budget to show you what happened. But if we did, it certainly would have been a very, very exciting scene.
So, Your Majesty, threat of the dinosaurs. Oh, it was very exciting, wasn't it? Well, that was better, I suppose. But then that's not really saying much, you see, because I hated the other film. So let's just say the other movie was minus 10 out of 10. This movie would be minus 9 out of 10. I think it would be fair to say that. In other words, I thought it was garbage. Yes? Oh. Okay then. I understand. Anything else? Okay then, I'll give you something quite different. A wildlife show. A brilliant wildlife show with a twist. My Lord King, I give you The Sound of Africa.
Welcome to another exciting episode of The Sound of Africa. My name is Kwasi Magagula. and I spend most of my solemn life travelling the length and breadth of Africa. But nowhere am I more at home than here, at the heart of the African jungle. The one thing I love most about the jungle are all those amazing sounds, the call of all those wonderful animals. Today I hope to capture and share with you the sound of some of Africa's rarest, strangest creatures. What is that sound I hear in the distance? I am sure it is the call of the very rare hunchback raccoon. That sound in the treetops. That is the sound of the whiny, waffling wonderbird. A magnificent creature, and so very rare. We are so lucky to hear it. And that is the sound of the horse-headed rat. How lucky we are that it has decided to gift us with its very special sound. And there I detect the gentle musical tones of the large-mouthed gator monkey. What a beautiful creature. There it goes. And over there is a lion heading right towards me. What a sight! You wouldn't expect to see that in Africa, would you? It'll go away in a minute.
Well, that was smashing, wasn't it? What do you think, Your Majesty? Wasn't that absolutely brilliant, smashing stuff? Fit for a king. Awful, absolutely awful. You're sacked. Now get out before I cut your head off. Well, Philistine. Some people just don't appreciate art. Oh, I know art. Yes. And I also know an idiot when I see one. Forget it. Be bored. The only reason I'm not going to execute you is because you made me realize that there are people out there who are actually crazier than what I am. And that actually makes me feel better. So thank you, Squire. The door is in that direction. Get out of my castle. Don't expect me to vote for you in the next election, my lord. Now, what was I doing before that idiot came along? Oh, yes, I was bored. Oh, damn, I was bored, wasn't I? Oh, what am I going to do? Looks like I'm going to have to carry out a few more executions. Yes, it is a miserable business being the king. In my belly, me and the house are as one. Whenever there's a disturbance afoot, I feel it. all of me. In my stomach, in my veins, in my heart. Something isn't right. I'm not afraid to die. I'll be honest with you. I'm ready to embrace death whenever death is ready for me. I hear it now. The little footsteps. The footsteps of doom. Sauntering. Heading my way. My destiny is nigh. But I'm ready for it. I'm as ready as I'll ever be. All I could ask for is an imaginative death. Imaginative. Something creative. I have to think about it for a while. Here on this ground, then here is better than anywhere else. Give me death. A good death. Make it original. My little friend has returned. Very well. Do what you have to do. And the sword came clashing too. I like this film. Wasn't a very original death, was it? Could have been better. Well, next time, eh?
I know, he is watching me in my dreams and in my nightmares. Help me to wake up. Help me. I know. That's all. I know that you are there, but you will not get me. You will not get me. You will not get me, Shadow. No! You cannot end this way! You cannot end this way! Stay away from me! Stay away from me!
That will be the end of the interview. Thank you. Time to wake up and see the sunshine. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed your dosage of madness. But now it is time for me to leave you. Good night. And remember, wherever you are there. See you around.